There's a pile. It's been there for a while. You've looked at it many times. You've thought about dealing with it most of those times. It's still there. And somewhere underneath the pile, there's a feeling that has grown alongside it. The feeling that this says something about you, about your discipline, about your ability to function, about who you are. It doesn't. The pile is information about your brain, not evidence of your character. That's what we're talking about today. This is Wisdom from the Porch with GP, where we slow things down, tell the truth, and make room for a little more clarity. Here's what is actually happening. A lot of neurodivergent brains struggle with something called object permanence in the practical sense. If something is out of sight, it sort of stops existing in your tracking system. That's why things live on the counter and not in the drawer. The drawer is where things go to be forgotten. The pile is not defiance. It's your brain's actual filing system, making the best of the tools available. There's also this. Dealing with a pile is never just one task. It's 10 tiny decisions stacked on top of each other. This goes here, that needs a reply. This one, not sure yet. Each one is its own small hurdle, and the brain runs out of hurdle clearing capacity faster than most people expect. So the pile grows, not from laziness, from unfinished decisions with nowhere to go. And then shame gets involved, which is the real troublemaker. The pile gets embarrassing, so it gets avoided. So it grows, so it gets more embarrassing. That spiral is the actual enemy here. Not the pile, not you, the spiral. Here's what may help, and it's simpler than any organizing show ever sold you. First, visible beats pretty. Open shelves, clear bins, hooks instead of drawers. If your brain can't see it, your brain forgets it exists. So stop fighting that and design around it. Second, every single thing gets exactly one home. Decide it once, forever. Not somewhere in this general area. One spot, that's it. The decision gets made once and then never again. Third, 10 minutes a day, same time every day. Not cleaning, just returning things to their one home. The goal is not being perfect. The goal is keeping the pile below the shame line. That's the whole game right there. So pick one spot, the place where things accumulate the most. Give whatever lands there exactly one home. One spot, one decision, made once. That's enough to start. Before I go, this is Heard You. This one came in from at Dr. Vim after the episode on transforming envy and overcoming jealousy. Here's what he wrote. This is one of the biggest reasons I don't use any social media platforms anymore besides YouTube. Another big one being that it just always feels so negative and hateful because that drives up engagement. The last one I got rid of was Reddit, specifically because I started to realize how much negativity was getting spewed in every direction. And initially I thought that I'd be so unbearably bored day in and day out because I was spending so much time on it that I now had to fill with other things. But there was absolutely no negative effects from it. My quality of life just went up and I got way happier. Well, Dr. Vim, the part that landed was the boredom that never came. You were convinced that empty space would be unbearable, and then the empty space just wasn't. What showed up instead was more time, more quiet, a life that got lighter without you having to add a single thing. That's the same thing we're talking about today, in a sense. The pile on the desk, the drawer full of things you're not sure what to do with. The fear that clearing it out will leave something wrong. And the surprise when it just doesn't. Thank you for that experiment and for leaving the result here. If something from today is still sitting with you, drop it in the comments. I read everything. Some of it comes back to the porch. Today's episode is supported by Cloud Microphones, built for voices that have real things to say. Cloudmicrophones.com. Monday, the medication conversation most people have completely alone. See you then.